I go for refuge in eternal enlightenment to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. My accumulations for practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge in eternal enlightenment to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. My accumulations for practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye Joda Zoge Jonamna, Chanjo Bado Dane Gyapsuchi, Nage Jinzo Gibe Sonamge, Dola Peki, Sanye Jubaresho. Sanye Joda Zoge Jonamna, Chanjo Bado Dane Gyapsuchi, Nage Jinzo Gibe Sonamge, Dola Peki, Sanye Jubaresho. Sanye Joda Zoge Jonamda, Chanjo Bado Dani Kyasuchi, Nage Jinzo Gibe Sonamge, Jola Penje Sanye Jubaisho. Independent origination, there is no ceasing nor rising, nor annihilation, no separateness and no sameness. I prostrate to the ultimate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is the freedom of aberrations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking refuge in complete peace, which through the knowledge of past causes also migrants achieve the aim to the world, and through the possession of which also viewers expound a variety of teachings. The one who is transformed into the loving guide, motivated by to the benefit of sentient beings. The teacher is the guide and protector to your administrations. The one who is eliminating the love of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound. Eternal chant for the forever noble light rays, to you the Buddha make illustrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today the Buddha is present inside you and the Mother for awakening for the benefit of human beings. Om Ye Dhamma Etu Prabhavam Etum Tesham Gata Gato Yavakat Tesham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahasramana Eswa Om Ye Dharma Etu Prabhavam Etum Tesham Gata Gato Yavakat Tesham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahasramana Eswa Om Ye Dharma Etu Prabhavam Etum Tesham Gata Gato Yavakat Tesham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahasramana Eswa. All phenomena arise in causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the Bodhicitta. Profound, peacefully lavishing, free, clear-light and non-composite. Such is the nature that Dharma I have discovered. Finding no one who can fathom his teaching in silence or return to words. You are not to install an expression in this professional wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is also the of self-realized wisdom to you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times of the existence. The forces of Buddha's teachings, all composite things are impermanent, all contaminated things are the nature of suffering, all phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness, and the nature of peace. The Guru is the Buddha, like Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha, the Guru is also everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the wire and drum of Dharma, we liberate all things and miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expensive appearance aeons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realization is not transferred with them. He is by teaching the truth of the suchness that the Buddha operated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions, which are right with Dharma for all within mysteries to go home. If you attach to this Lord, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you attach to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you attach to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Okay, so in relation to emptiness, what we learned is that emptiness should not be understood as nothingness. If you do encounter people who interpret emptiness as nothingness, you should be confident enough to say that emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. In fact, this is something which even the people who are devout followers of the Buddha, even some of them, they thought that Buddha taught that nothing exists. Buddha taught that there's no self. This is not true. There is self. There is self. Everything exists. We said two questions. Do things exist? What's the answer? Yes, everything exists. If you say the things don't exist, it's very unrealistic. With the unrealistic approach, you will never reach to a meaningful goal. So, answer is yes, things exist, everything exists. Once the answer is positive, then you don't fall into nihilism. If you say no, things don't exist, the Buddha said everything is empty, form is empty. It is how you interpret it. This is totally wrong interpretation. And many people, they think that this is what the Buddha meant. This is not. So we will learn more on this. And then only if you're able to say that things do exist, then the second question comes. What's that? What's the second question? Do things exist objectively? Then the answer is no. Right? If things don't exist objectively, if you say yes, things exist objectively, you fall into extreme of absolutism. Very good. And to save yourself from falling into extreme of absolutism, you say that things don't exist objectively. Things do exist. If things exist, if they don't exist objectively, how do they exist? Subjectively. Very good. Okay, so to understand how things exist subjectively, we need to understand dependent origination. So what we said was that emptiness is not nothingness, emptiness is the meaning of dependent origination, A equals B. And dependent origination is not nothingness, it is the middle way, B equals C. Therefore, A equals C. So, emptiness means dependent origination through 5 points. We understand it through 5 points. I'm not going to repeat it. And dependent origination equals the middle way through 2 points. Through this, you can get a very good understanding of what emptiness is. That emptiness is not nihilism, it is not absolutism, it is the middle way. Okay, so with this, we talk about the 3 levels of dependent origination. What are they?
Dependent origination of results, dependent on causes.
Very good. Anyone else? Number 2. The whole is dependent on the past. Number 2. Good. Number 3. Yes.
Dependent origination of mere mental implication.
And dependent origination of dependence on mere mental imputation and destination. Okay, first let's flow, right? Okay, so don't worry about your question. Many of our questions will be answered without being answered. You getting it? Okay, so let's have a little flow. And then we also talked about the 3 turnings of the Dharma. The Buddha taught the 3 turnings of the Dharma. And in this connection, we learned the 4 Buddhist philosophical schools. What are they? On your fingertips. Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra. Wow. And Madhyamika, I think there are 3. Oh, 2. What are the 2? So, Madhyamika and Prasangika Madhyamika. Very good. Okay, good. So, with this, today we are going to learn let's say again, we are diving deeper and deeper into ultimate reality to wake up. Raz, right?
Yes.
Okay, wake up from the sleep of ignorance. Diving deeper and deeper. To say somebody's deep sleep, don't wake up with a jerk. Don't do that. gradually, gently, right? Okay, so very important points. Otherwise, say what happens that if you are, say, giving shape to this mug, you know how the glasses, when you make the glass, the containers, how do you give design, the shape to this? First make it hot, and then you twist it in whatever way you like. And if you twist it with a jerk like this, what happens? It breaks, right? So therefore, we have to tackle it very gently. We all like the glasses, right? I should not give a jerk, then you will collapse. Okay. So the things that we are learning what? How do we see things? We see things as objectively real. Wow. If you see things subjectively real, for sure you will not come to this class. Right? Ras will not come to this class. If you see things subjectively real. So on the contrary, how do we see things? We see things as objectively real. You getting it? Now what we are trying to we are trying to revolutionize our thinking. How do we revolutionize thinking? By shifting our perspective from objective to subjective. This is what we're learning. You're getting it? So interestingly, let us say, what's the first Buddhist school? Vaibhashika. What's the ultimate Buddhist school? Prasangika Madhyamika. Right? Prasangika. Within Madhyamika there are two. Prasangika Madhyamika. So let's say that from 0 to 10, like this, Vaibhashika to Prasangika Madhyamika. Right? And then all the other schools, all other non-Buddhist schools, say whatever schools they can think of. So once you learn this Vaibhashika and Prasangika, this range, once you learn this, then it's your job, if you are interested, how quantum physics fits here, how quantum mechanics fits in this school, outside, inside, which of the level, or Nyaya school, Sankhya school, Vedanta school, or the Socrates, or what is that, the button wrestle, right? Their thoughts, the way you fit, you have to check it. You're getting it, it's your job. First you learn this, the main measurement, say you need to learn. You need to first have the measuring tape. Once you have the measuring tape, then you can use it any way you like, right? You can measure the wall, you can measure your table, you can measure your mug, the glasses, glass frames, whatever. So that will be very helpful to learn Vaibhashika to the Prasangika. Once you learn this, then with this you can see any other traditions, believe it or not, any other traditions, you will see whether it falls outside this, inside this, if inside, which, where. And quantum mechanics is very interesting. Quantum mechanics, where does it fit? And some scholars, they say it fits with Chit Mantra. Some say it fits with Savakata Madhyamika and so forth. Finally, you have to know. Don't just follow blindly. You have to learn this first. You have to have the measuring tape yourself. And then learn quantum mechanics. Learn the different traditions. And then you should decide where things fit. And then you may not be able to decide it so accurately. You might have to also discuss with other scholars. Have discussion, discuss more, and then you may be able to see where things fit better. Okay, interestingly. So let's say from Vaibhashika to Prasangika Madhyamika. So what happens is that with Vaibhashika, what are we trying to do? Why are we learning all these things? Anyone? Yes?
To become fearlessness.
Yes. Now let's be even more technical now. Yes. Here, this is the day one. Right? So, to change our perspective from objective. Okay. So two of you, there's a girl, the two of you, right? So she's very precise. Right? Okay. So to change your perspective from objective to the subjective. Let's not forget it. Now Vaibhashika, the Prasangika, Vaibhashika is very close to objectivity. Vaibhashika's philosophy is very much objective.
their philosophy of believing in objectivity, objective existence, and Prasanga believing in absolutely subjective, totally subjective. So it's very interesting. See, with you as an individual person, you are trying to shift your perspective from objective perspective to the subjective perspective. And then in the philosophy rendered by the Buddha, we see that there's Vaibhashika who believe very strongly in objective existence, and the Prasangika to the other extreme, other side, who believe strongly in purely subjective. So what we are trying to do is actually reflected here in these schools. You're getting it? It's beautiful. So I say that we have to move from believing in purely objective to purely subjective. And when you see that purely subjective means that you're fully awakened. Yet you're fully awakened. It was purely my dream, and nothing really goes there. It was my dream. It was purely my dream, meaning purely subjective. So you shift your perspective from absolute objective to the subjective. That is when you wake up. And how can I shift it? So there, in the Buddhist schools, there's somebody who believes in absolute objective existence the way we believe now. To somebody who believes in absolute subjective existence, which we are supposed to go to, right? So it's amazing. What you try to do is so well reflected there in these 4 schools. Okay. So with this, yes.
Do we have to choose between those schools, or just only understand each of them and think about them and, I don't know, believe or not?
Okay, this is a very good question. If you're a small child meaning age 4, 5, I said 10 into 3 equals 50. You said, oh, 10 into 3 equals 50. Then they say, Chunila asks you, what is 10 into 3? You'll say 50. Right? Okay. And then your name? Gadi said, 10 into 3 is not 50, it's 30. Okay. Then Tara comes. What is 10 into 3? I don't know. I learned 2 things. 10 into 3 equals 50, 10 into 3 equals 30. Today, if I ask you what is 10 into 3, what's the answer? 30. Not 50? But you learned it from Chunila 50?
Oh, but I already know.
Now, I realize that this is not correct. So, you have a sense of discernment, which will give you the confidence. Earlier, you were mimicking somebody. Now, you're not mimicking. Information you learn from them, you subjected them to analysis, to your own experience and analysis. You come to get the conviction is that 10 into 3 equals 30, not 10 into 3 equals 50. You're getting it? You get conviction. You learn all the schools, so therefore we require open-mindedness. You must learn this with open mind. Don't believe that, don't just follow, so Prasanga is highest. Follow blindly, and somebody talks very nicely, right? Amazing. So beautifully, with beautiful examples, stories, and your eyes are so wide open, like this. It doesn't mean that what the person said is sensible. What the other person said. Don't believe it easily. Don't reject it easily. Don't believe easily, don't reject it. You must be able to question. Don't just follow blindly, right? So finally, conviction must come to you. Today, Advaita comes and tells you 10 into 3 equals 50. Will you still believe in him? You will not believe in him. 10 into 3 is not 50. Even if it is said by Advaita, it's not correct. It should be 30. You're getting it? Because you've gained this conviction. Earlier, if somebody says that Chunila said 10 into 3 equals 30, and the next time Advaita comes, 10 into 3 equals 50, you as a young child, age 4, you may believe Einstein. Today you will not believe anybody who tells you that 10 into 3 equals 50. Because you know that through your own conviction. You're getting it? Okay. This is very important. So we learn all these schools, and learning all these schools will help you to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the reality. For example, when I was in class 4, 5, 6, I learned that the sun is static and all the 9 planets are moving. This is what I learned when I was in class 3, 4, 5, when I was age 8, 9, 10. Then when I was in class 9, which means age 14, 15, the teacher said, even the sun is moving. Right? Even the sun is moving. Sun, along with all the planets, they are moving as a part of a very tiny segment of the Milky Way galaxy. So this is how the earlier learning helps me to know what the solar system is. Now I'm learning from the point of view of the bigger reality, bigger frame of space of the Milky Way galaxy. You're getting it? So we're expanding the learning. So that happens only if you have to understand what the solar system is. With respect to the solar system, the sun is static. With respect to the solar system, just the solar system, sun is static and other planets are moving. But with respect to the Milky Way galaxy, even the sun is moving. Okay, so this is how we expand the learning. So the earlier learnings, the learning from the lower Buddhist schools or the other schools can be very helpful to understand the ultimate ontological reality. You getting it? Okay. So with this, they say we are gradually being introduced to what? Gradually being introduced to subjectivity. You're right. So Vaibhashika, the first school, Vaibhashika, the thought process or the philosophical thoughts are very similar to our basic understanding that things exist objectively. Then for the first time, Sautrantika school, the second school, introduces subjectivity for the first time. Subjectivity. Then Chittamatra goes deeper to say that, okay, let me give you this the understanding that Vaibhashika, all objective. Then Sautrantika comes in, introduces a little bit of subjectivity, saying that impermanent phenomena, they are substantially real. They are not mentally imputed. They are substantially real, and permanent phenomena, they are mentally imputed. So subjectivity is introduced. Permanent phenomena, they are mentally imputed. Impermanent phenomena, they exist. They are not mentally imputed. They are something substance there from the object. Very strongly, substantially objective reality for the impermanent phenomena. Substantially objective reality for the impermanent phenomena. And then for permanent phenomena, they said it's imputed, subjectively imputed. So they introduce the subjective and objective both. Then Chittamatra comes. Chittamatra says that goes much deeper, saying that everything is the reflection of your own mind. Everything is the reflection of your own mind. This is Chittamatra. And what about mind, right? What about mind? Oh, that exists truly. Because without mind, how can you say everything is the nature of your mind? So this is the argument. They said everything is the reflection of your own mind. Do you agree with me? That when you're dreaming, everything is the reflection of your dreaming mind. Yes, no. This is the example they give. But what about this? This, mind, look. It's not mind, it's real. In the dream, you will do the same thing. In the dream, you will not know that you will just, you what? You will tap the mic and say that this is real. In the dream, you will say the same thing. You're getting it? So simply because you hit the mic and the mic makes sound doesn't mean that it exists externally. It's purely internal as a mind. There's nothing as external. You're getting it? Okay. Then Madhyamaka comes. Madhyamaka comes saying that everything is mentally imputed. Everything is mentally imputed. And within the Madhyamikas, right, within Madhyamikas, some said everything is a mental impurity, but everything is mental impurity, meaning nothing exists truly, right? Nothing exists truly. And then Prasanga comes and said, nothing exists inherently. Then the Savatana Madhyamika goes, no. Nothing exists truly, but everything exists inherently. You're getting it? Savatana Madhyamika. So therefore the question from Kabir last time, whether or not inherent existence and true existence, these two are the same. You're getting it? So here comes. Savatana Madhyamika says, nothing exists truly. And Prasanga says, yes, that's very true, nothing exists inherently. Right? And no, Savatana Madhyamika would say that no, things don't exist truly, but they exist inherently. Prasanga said the inherent truth means same. Savatana Madhyamika says, no, these two are not same. You're getting it? Okay, so these distinctions, you may note it down. And if you want to learn more, you have to study more systematically later on. You getting it? Yes.
Can you repeat again?
Okay. Say, as Prasanga Madhyamika says, nothing exists truly means nothing exists inherently. Inherent existence and true existence, these two mean the same. Nothing exists truly, nothing exists inherently. Then Svatanta Madhyamika says, no, that's not true. Nothing exists truly, but everything exists inherently. So they make the distinction between inherent existence and true existence. Savatanta Madhyamika makes a distinction. For the time being, don't worry too much. For time being, I'm sharing these things because that, in future when if you go deeper, or for some of you may find, there are so many nuances there, right? So 1 week is not enough. And then you may request Tushita to extend it for another 1 more week. Or another one. Say, then you may even go for this one. Right? 5 years, 1 year, there. Yes.
Like in very short, can you just explain the context of truly and entirely?
Say it again.
Like, I just need a very short context between truly and entirely. You can just...
Okay. Remember what Niels Bohr said. How many of you know who's Niels Bohr?
I think he was a Danish physicist.
Very precise. Danish physicist into relativity theory. Quantum physics. Very good. So remember what he said. He said that don't ever think of complicated things in one line. What he said is that if you study quantum mechanics and if you're not shocked by it, you have not understood quantum mechanics yet. You're getting it? So therefore, this is something which we cannot explain in 1 or 2 lines. You're getting it? So, but bear in mind, I'll be very happy to explain. So don't forget, you remind me. You remind me over. Today is 24th. Well, how many more days we have? 5 days. Oh, lucky we have 5 days. 5 into 3. 5 into 3 is 4 more days.
29.
Excluding today. Huh? Oh, 29 is check out. Hey, you don't calculate 29, 29 fine. So 28, how many more days?
4 days.
Still 4 days. Including today. Including today 5 days. So don't worry, we have enough time. Right? Middle way. Okay. So remind me. Okay, this is a very important question. And this cannot be explained in one. If I do explain it, I can explain it, but many will get confused. So it doesn't help. You getting it? Okay. But I promise to explain. Yes.
In the dream, the microphone contributes and hear it, but in reality, when you touch the microphone, many people can hear it. So how is it?
Okay, these are all the questions which will be answered automatically. You getting it? So what she's saying is that in dream, let's say that a dream flower is only seen by you, not other people. Right? Whereas this flower can be seen by anybody else. So therefore it is objectively real. You getting it? Okay. How many of you, anybody who likes to help me to resolve this issue? Are you there to help me or to attack me? Huh?
Other people could also be.
The question is, how can you reject objective existence? You may give the example of dream, but dream will not help. In dream, say, yes, the sound comes up, right? Sound comes, but this is what you heard only by you, not other people. So dream is not objectively real because this is what only you heard. Whereas this sound now is not only what I hear, everybody else hears. So therefore this is objectively real. You getting it? Is there anybody who can help me? Are you sure you're going to help me? What's your name? Johannes, tell us.
All the people that can hear sound, maybe they're also just objectively real. Or maybe they're also part of the dream. So that doesn't happen.
But your dream and my dream, these are very different dreams, right?
But I appear in your dream.
Yes, and then I also appear in your dream. Right? So two dreams, two different dreams. Say, imagine that you are dreaming of attending class. I dream of attending class. Two different dreams. It's not the same dream. This is her debate. Okay, is there anybody who can help me, who think can help me? Here.
So when you look at this flower, you see a flower. But for example, a bee would look at this flower and think, oh, food. And this is the same flower, but like it is perceived differently by different sentient beings. So maybe like the dream.
No, what are you trying to say?
So it's a flower in your eyes. So it's not the same flower in each person's mind.
That's fine. So what do you want to prove?
That it's subjective.
It's subjective. So her argument is stronger now, saying that although you see this as a flower, I can't see this as a fruit, but both of them are seeing something there. But the mic that I'm seeing, the dream, nobody can see it except me. This is her argument. So therefore externality, objective reality exists. Anybody who can help me? Yes, over here.
I think the problem lies in our approach in looking.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. This is the argument. How would you resolve it?
So we are fixated towards the end result. And we don't look into the process.
No, but tell me how this exists subjectively. So I told her that this is subjectively real, not objective, and she comes up with a very strong debate that it exists objectively. So how do you defend my position? How do you know that? How do you know this imputation? Okay, the girl here. Yes.
To make a clear definition, what is objective existence?
Objective existence is something existing independent of your subjective mind. Yes, is the lady there? Your name? In Baal, do you agree that objective existence means something existing independent of your subjective mind? Right? Okay. The girl there, here.
I was going to say that in your dream, when you tap the microphone, everyone else in the dream agrees that they hear the sound. So in the dream,
At the moment, are you dreaming or not dreaming?
you're dreaming.
Are you dreaming?
And then you tap the microphone.
Yes.
And everyone in the dream space.
No, are you dreaming or not? This is the question. At the moment.
I don't know.
You don't know? Are you sure you don't know? Huh? Okay, so if you're not sure, then you're not sure whether this is object real or subject real. So you're not defending me. I asked if somebody can defend me, right? Here.
Maybe by measuring and repeating a test.
Yeah, let's repeat it. Can you hear it? Let's repeat again. Can you hear it? Yes, 100% objective. Okay, Gadi, right?
Yeah.
Gadi's not helping me. It's proving that she's right. Okay, now Maya.
I guess I wouldn't know until I investigated more thoroughly because I believe
No, I'm just asking, is there anybody who can help me? You're not helping me.
I can help you because I studied it, so I know that.
No, you tell me how.
I have.
If you're studying, tell me, support me.
No, I did it before, not like you, yeah. No, but it's just I see things as fixed, right? I see this with my my ignorance as something fixed that exists from its own side, right?
Okay, let's not say ignorance. Let's say I'm seeing this objectively real. So what's the problem?
That it's not true.
Why not?
Because if I look and I start to analyze how I
No, she came up with a very strong argument saying that if this is not objectively real, why other people are hearing the same thing?
So we have mutual karma to see it together.
What is karma? Weird thing. How do you know that there's karma? How do you know? There. Karen? Yes, tell me.
It's not because more people see the same thing that it's not subjective, because it's possible that we all have the same subjective experience.
But say so how do you know that we can have this common subjective experience? We may not have common subjective experience. Simply because we can have the common subjective experience doesn't mean that it is subjectively real. Right? We can have a common subjective experience. We may not have common subjective experience. There. Chris.
Mentioning yesterday the conventional truth.
Yes.
So a lot of people agree on something so that in everyday life we can handle it. If I would say, can you please give me a cup, and you don't know what a cup is, it wouldn't make sense. So we as humans make a definition on how to handle things in a conventional way.
Okay, I'm not following you. I could not understand what you're saying. It's very complicated. So let's be very direct. So this might exist objectively, but because everybody can hear this. So what is your argument? What is your how would you defend that it's still subjectively real? How?
Yes, we can all hear it because we conventionally agree that this sound is tapping the microphone. But for another
What do you mean by conventionally agreed? What do you mean by conventionally agreed?
Like we gave a label to it.
So if you don't give a label, then you don't hear anything? So which means, then during the Big Bang there's no explosion, there's no bang? Because there's no label? Because nobody was there?
We wouldn't call it explosion, we just hear sound.
Oh, so there's no sound also? Because nobody should give the label sound? Okay. Gentleman over there, your name?
God.
God, yes.
We experience the mind through our senses, and that way the senses, the image of the microphone comes from my retina to my mind, and then my mind interprets it.
This sound will not go to retina.
So the sound comes.
The visual will go to the retina.
My mind interprets the sound. That way everyone has a different interpretation.
Okay, so the sound goes to the ear, and then it interprets the sound.
Inside the mind.
So
in the mind I have my own interpretation of the sound.
Okay, so you have your own interpretation of the sound, and your name? Inbal has her own interpretation of sound. Okay, he's coming with a very strong debate. Inbal, you don't sit like this. Be alert, right? It's a very strong debate. Somebody comes with a gun, still you're sitting like this. But he's coming with a very strong debate. You're getting it? So although we say that we hear the same sound, actually it's not true. This is what he's saying. You're interpreting, your brain is different from everybody else's brain. Your brain is very unique to yourself. Your brain interprets the sound. And everybody, if there are 100 brains, 100 different interpretations come. You getting it? So therefore, there's nothing objectively there. This is girls' argument. Hey, don't sit like this. Don't sit relaxed. Yes.
It's true, I agree that we interpret it different in our mind, but still the waves of the sound are there, and you can measure them, and you can have them impact other objects. So it's still reality.
So if God, I know that God is smiling, right? Smiling, which means that the two things happening in his mind. The same is like a tautology, which means the same thing that you said, he can put in the same. Even the measurement is also what's coming from your interpretation. You say it can be measured, even that's your interpretation. He will say this, right? 100%. Okay, now the Jyoti, tell me, and then we will continue.
So, after her argument, that is where the point of...
No, you are defending me or defending Inbal?
You.
Okay.
After her argument, my response to her is that is where the point of nothing exists truly and nothing exists inherently is what comes up. And we are obviously yet to learn.
No, she's saying that everything exists objectively.
Yeah.
How does, what she said makes sense?
But we defended it, saying that if everyone's perspective is in your mind that you're constructing, if somebody is there, they will not be able to hear the sound. But does the sound exist truly or inherently?
It exists objectively.
Yes.
Even if somebody is deaf could not hear the sound, doesn't mean sound is not there.
Yes. But that is where then the next point of inherent existence and true existence will come into picture.
So how?
Everything
exists truly, everything is inherently, everything is objectively. So what's the problem?
No. Everything
There's no problem. How do you know that?
We disproved it.
How?
Everyone is perceiving it differently to our collective conventional labeling, which was that
So if we're doing the Big Bang, there's no sound?
I would not call it sound.
So there's no bang? It was not Big Bang?
There would be bang.
No, there's no bang because there's no sound bang.
So we don't know that. We cannot prove.
If you don't know, then it's not. You cannot say it's Big Bang. You don't know it's Big Bang.
We have labeled it Big Bang.
So therefore, this is what I'm saying. So at the time of Big Bang, there's no Big Bang because there was no label Big Bang.
But if somebody else would come from other universe and they do not even see
No, at that time Big Bang, there's no somebody.
But you are considering Big Bang as the point of first existence, and I'm saying they might not be the first point of existence. There would be no point of existence.
Okay, so we in a way, what is saying is Big Bang is not Big Bang.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to discuss with you that yesterday that your
So which means the Doppler's effect is totally incorrect. Doppler's effect is totally incorrect.
those effects might be true, but our
Is it, according to you, said it's wrong.
our science starts.
Which means that you are showing blind eye to the reality. Doppler's effect is proven.
It is proven with our physics and our knowledge of science, with some variables that we have taken.
I can prove that you have eaten your breakfast. Right? Don't say that it's according to you. Yes, you have eaten breakfast, no doubt. No doubt you have registered your name in the office. That I can prove.
Yes, I've done all of that subjectively.
So we say, I can prove that.
Okay, subjectively, yes.
This is a point. So I've proven that, therefore it is objectively real.
No.
Okay, so this is, so when I say it exists objectively and you say that no, then the physical fight happens. So no reasoning is there. When the reasoning is, when you depart from reasoning, then the physical fight happens. No, my one's correct. No, your one is wrong, my one's correct. Then the physical fight. This is how most religions they fight. Because of this. Okay, good.
Excuse me, can I ask one last question?
Okay.
Could you speak up, please? Can't hear at the back. Yes, sure. You said everything is a reflection of our own minds, is that
I didn't say this.
You said Chitta
Chitta Matra said it. I didn't say this.
So Chittamatra school says everything is a reflection of our minds, right? And Madhyamaka school said everything is mentally imputed. I'm just wondering what is the difference between these two?
This is why we are studying. And if you don't allow me to talk, then I can't answer. But this is what for we are studying and you're interrupting me. Right? So how can you go further? Right? Again, another hand is coming up there, another hand is coming up there. Okay, now you want to know more? If you're serious, then let me speak. Right? Okay. And then the Svatantra Madhyamika says that nothing exists truly, but everything exists inherently. You getting it? Don't worry, what's the difference between these two? In simple terms, Svatantra Madhyamika tries to bridge the two traditions. Vaibhashika self-translated Chittamatra on the one hand and Prasanga on the other hand. Prasanga who said, nothing exists inherently and truly. And Vaibhashika who said, everything exists objectively or nothing exists subjectively, right? Okay, so then Svatantra Madhyamika tries to bridge the two, saying that half-half. Half-half. Half subjective, half objective. Right, that is Svatantra Madhyamika. You're getting it? Half objective, half subjective. 50-50. But you don't have to believe in Svatantra Madhyamika. Study all these things, you must be in conviction. And it is you who should decide which is correct. You getting it? And that too not through partial understanding, not through blind faith, but through proper reasoning. What we said? So when I was young, meaning when I was age 6, I think, 6 or 5, I learned the multiplication table of 3, right? And I was in the school very late. Multiplication 3, I learned it. And say the teacher said, tomorrow everybody must recite the multiplication table, multiplication 3 by heart. And the next day, this poor boy, right, said nobody, no parents, hey, Dorji, what is your homework? No, nobody saying that, right? So my mother passed away when I was just 5 years old. My father, he was struggling with his own life there, and in the foster home, and nobody's checking on you, what homework you have. And the next day, the teacher said, Dorji, stand up, you recite the multiplication table 3. So the poor, nothing, right? So the first one's very easy. What is that? 3 1 3 is very easy. 3 1 3, easy. Next, got stuck. 3 2 no idea. So what I did, my fingers became very busy. But my fingers go behind. Just imagine, 5 years old boy, my 2 hands go behind and behind. Dorji tell me, 3 2 3 1 3, that's very easy. 4 5 6 6, very good. 3 3 no idea. 7 8 9, very good. Sit down. Okay. That time, if somebody asks me, how is 3 into 3 equals 9? I have no clue. You're getting it? I just use my fingers. That's it. Today, if somebody asks me, how is 3 into 3 equals 9? I'll say, okay, for 3 of these, Tara, Chunila, and the girl there, your name?
Julia.
Okay, Tara, Julia, Chunila, 3 of them, I have to give some fruits. 3 people, and I have to give them 3 fruits each. How much fruits should I carry? 3 plus 3 plus 3, 3 into 3 equals 9 fruits. I should carry 9 fruits with me if I'm to distribute 3 apples each to these 3 people. So now I know that from my own knowledge. You get it? So this is how we should do. Not just mimic somebody, not just read a book. Oh, this is amazing, it's very profound. And then we just vomit what you've read. No, conviction must be there. You're getting it? So we have to learn all these things simply because it sounds so nice. One saying there is 100% objective, another saying is 100% subjective, and the third person comes 50-50. Wow, 50-50 is nice, right? This is not how it works. If you really want to see the reality, this is simply because it sounds nice doesn't mean that this is how you approach. Your approach should be subject these to analysis, and then see which makes sense. Whatever makes sense, whatever makes you deeper and deeper and deeper conviction, the more you interact with other person, the more people ask you questions, the more you're able to give the answer clearly, then conviction builds up. This is how we're going to grow. This is the only way by which to see the reality. In other words, we should be very objective in our approach. Don't fall blindly. Okay. So with this, what is important, as I said earlier, that South Toronto School, the second school, for the first time introduces some degree of subjectivity. Then the Chittamatra goes a little deeper to say that nothing exists externally, everything is coming from your mind. Everything is the reflection of one's own mind, extension of one's own mind. Everything is the nature of one's own mind. Technically speaking, Chittamatra says everything is the nature of one's own mind. Then Madhyamika comes, nothing truly exists. And Prasanga says, nothing exists inherently. So this is how progression happens, pertaining to how there's no objective existence, how everything is real. This is how one progresses along the study of philosophy. So, for this matter, given that we don't have time to go through all these philosophical schools, if you want to go through all these philosophical schools, you have to study the 10 systems of the different schools. 10 systems. And one of which is so good and succinct, and of course you need the help of a teacher, is that the 10 system, the book known as, it's not really a book, it's like a booklet, small booklet, known as the Precious Garland. 10 system, Precious Garland on the 10 systems of the different traditions, classical Indian traditions and the Buddhist tradition. 10 systems, Precious Garland. Precious Garland, the author is the Gunken Jigme Wangbo. K-U-N K-Y-E-N. K-U-N-K-Y-E-N. Gunken Jigme, J-I-G-M-E-Y. Jigme Wangbo, W-A-N-G-P-O. Gunken, K-U-N-K-Y-E-N. Gunken Jigme, J-I-G-M-E-Y. Jigme Wangbo, W-A-N-G-P-O. This beautiful, and this book, the translation is by Professor Jeffrey Hopkins. He's a great scholar, and it was actually, there's also commentary there talking about the great teacher Geshe Subala. He passed away now. He already passed away 70 years ago. Geshe Subala was an incredibly brilliant scholar. He wrote a commentary on this, and translated by Professor Jeffrey Hopkins. The book. The title of that book is a commentary on this. The root text is also translated, and a commentary is also there. The book, the title is Cutting Through Appearance. Cutting Through Appearance. And this is a very good book. And I did my own translation of the root text. My own translation of the root text is also available. Which I did for the purpose of Nanda Master's course. For the Nanda Master's course, we cannot use the Cutting Through Appearance because of the copyright issues. I cannot, so therefore I had to translate. I had to do my own translation. So that one, which I translated, is copyright free. Anybody can use it online. You can use it. Yeah.
I have a question regarding the schools before we go into that topic. Because yesterday we had discussion groups, and something was not very clear. So when I studied about the journey of the will of the Dharma, so I studied Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. And then somehow the conclusion from the teaching yesterday, perhaps this is something that it's like the third journey of the will is is Chittamatra.
No.
And I think I was a bit.
Turn the wheel of Dharma. This is the label used by all the four schools. Turn the wheel, because the Brahma, the king of the god and goddesses, Brahma, he descended and he offered the wheel to the Buddha, requesting, please turn the wheel of the Dharma. Yeah, this is accepted by the schools. That's it?
No, but in regard to, so in the debate we had, it was a Chittamatra, they came in the third turn of the wheel.
Yes.
After Prasangika.
Prasanga meaning, say the Prasanga, so say Prasangika and Svatana, the two Madhyamikas, club them together, the second turn will come.
So Chittamatra was the third one, and how was that meant by the
No, it has nothing to do with Vajrayana.
This is what I didn't understand.
No, it has nothing to do with Vajrayana. So the idea is that the schools have nothing to do with Vajrayana. Anybody who practices Vajrayana must require the philosophy as a ground. And that philosophy, some people can take Chittamatra philosophy, some people can take the Madhyamika philosophy as a ground for the Vajrayana practice. So that's up to the individual. Philosophical schools per se have nothing to do with Vajrayana.
Yeah, that was what not clear to me, but the way that I studied was that the first turn over the wheel was Theravada and...
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, this was clear to me.
Okay, so basically the idea is don't mix up the Theravada and so forth. First what you do is the four schools. Nothing to do with Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Skip that part for the first time. Initially you talk about four schools. So the first turning of Dharma related to the first two schools. Second turning related to the fourth school. Third turning related to the third school. Just keep it simple. Then with the first turning of Dharma, where the Vaibhashika and Sautranta are involved, so that these two schools, particularly Vaibhashika, was predominantly at the time of the Buddha. Okay, if you want to know a little bit about the historical account of this, about the Buddhism, then what happened was that we talked about three turns of Dharma. First turn of Dharma is particularly very prevalent. That teaching, and then the people practicing that became so prominent at the time of the Buddha. And then even the people who are around, people who are going around, the monks who are around, they're mostly practicing the first two schools. Mostly. The first two schools. And then later, even the monastic code of rules, all these things were on the basis of the Vaibhashika school. And then the Buddha assumed Mahaparinirvana, meaning Buddha passed away. When he was 81, he left the world, in the conventional sense, he left the world. And then of course his incredibly brilliant students were there. And these students initially say that among the students, there are so many brilliant students. So because of this, the students, they have their own followers. And eventually, within the span of some years, then the students will have their own students. Again, they were so bright. So with this, what happens is that the main teaching of the Buddha, the practice, the teaching and the practice, the system, in time, there were 18 different great teachers, referred to as the great abbots. 18 different great abbots, some of them contemporaries, and some of them in time, younger, elders, total 18. So these 18 came to be known as the 18 different Vaibhashika systems. 18. Still, the Theravada is not into play. Say 18 different systems. And of the 18, and all these 18 systems, are they different or they're the same? Yeah, just the same. It is like spaghetti and chow mein. Like spaghetti and chow mein. Same. Right? And bread and chapati. Right? So actually it's the same, just the same. So because the different teachers were there, the teachers, say for example, say some teacher went to Bodhicitta, right? And start a monastery. So, and then students come. So this became one group. So that way there were 18 groups. Today, out of these 18 groups, how many survived? Today, only 3 survived. You're getting it? They're all same. They're all same. I say the basic teachings, Four Noble Truths, then the Satipatthana, 4 mindfulnesses, and the monastic code of conduct. All these things are same, right? The only who inherited these teachings and who disseminated these teachings, they came from the 18 different habits in different times and at different places, 18 different teachers. So these came to be known as 18 different tenet systems of the Vaibhashika. So how many of them survived today? Only 3 survived. Okay, now Theravada comes. Of the 18, 3 survived. 1 is Theravada. 1 is Dharmagupta. Number 3 is Mulasarvastivada. 3 systems survive today, and they're all just the same. Same if you look at the rules, regulations of the monks, nuns, just the same, and how to construct a monastery and so forth. They're all same, And observing the compassion ceremony, and observing the rainy season retreat, all same, identical. All these 3 traditions. Where are these 3 traditions today? Theravada, primarily in Sri Lanka, Burma, Thailand, Indonesia, Cambodia, Laos, mostly in these areas. With the advent of King Ashoka's to the daughter and the son who was sent there, and from there it spread. Then where is the Dharmagupta? Dharmagupta is the Chinese tradition. But Chinese tradition is very different from Theravada. Okay, that will explain. Then where is Mulasarvastivada? Is with the Tibetan tradition. So these traditions, they are identical. Now, but the Tibetan tradition Vajrayana and the Chinese tradition Mahayana, they are different. Okay, so for this we have to know know more closely. So these 3 things are just identical: Theravada, Dharmagupta, and Mulasarvastivada. Mulasarvastivada has nothing to do with Vajrayana. Theravada has the what? Dharmagupta has nothing to do with Mahayana. You getting it? These 3 things are the foundations. Same, identical, same. If you remove the Mahayana, if you remove Vajrayana, these 3 things are just identically same. They are like twin brothers and sisters. Now, Chinese tradition, on top of the Dharmagupta tradition, of all the what Theravada is doing, same. On top of that, they added the Bodhicitta. They added the wisdom path. They added, not that they replaced. They did not replace, they added. So 2 things, 2 layers are there. One is what the Theravada is doing, plus the what? Bodhicitta and wisdom of emptiness. These 2 are added. So there's a second layer. So this, today, most people call this as Mahayana tradition. Actually, this is not a good labeling. Instead, better would be to say that the Sutrayana Mahayana. Then the Tibetan tradition comes. Again, it is just Mulasarvastivada. It's the same as Theravada. It has nothing to do with Vajrayana. So what happens is in the Tibetan tradition, what the Chinese added, Bodhicitta is added, plus Tantra is added. So 3 layers are there. 3 layers are there. So what's the foundation? Foundation is Mulasarvastivada. That's the foundation. And Mulasarvastivada, that foundation has nothing to do with Vajrayana. It has nothing to do with the Mahayana. But if you add this, your practice becomes very complete and comprehensive. Mulasarvastivada practice will help you how to get away from the dangers. Theravada, Dharmagupta, Bodhisattva, they will help you to get away from the dangers of getting sucked into samsara. Right? So then the Mahayana comes and says, don't be too afraid of samsara. You have to help samsaric beings. Okay, yes, then you take an armor with you and go into samsara. Right? You take an armor, right? You take an armor, go there. Right? And then Vaishnava comes. Right? And Vaishnava comes, why do you need the armor? Armor will make it get buried between you and others. Dissolve this. What's the problem? Without the armor, then other people will attack you. Right? Turn this weapon into flowers. If somebody throws flower, are you happy? Will you have armor or not? We'll have armor without armor. Without the armor. Turn all the weapons into flowers. Right? But who can turn it? 1 out of 1 million people can turn it. And Tibetan Buddhism claims that they are 1 out of 1 million. Actually, in reality, how many of the Tibetan people can do that? 0.00001% can do it. 99.99% cannot do that. And yet this is a system that is so precious though. So what I'm saying, I'm not denigrating the Tibetan Buddhism. What I'm saying is that people who can actually practice Tantra is very less. So don't be fascinated by Tantra. Tantra is so precious, but don't be fascinated because it is like 5 years old saying that I'm going to do PhD. You're getting it? It's so precious, but it's not suitable for 5 years old child. We are all like 5 years old child. It doesn't mean that you will not grow. You can grow. Grow through wisdom of emptiness. Grow through Bodhicitta. Grow through renunciation. You're getting it? Grow in these 3 and you will reach a time whereby you see that, wow, Tantra is so precious. The mere thought of the Tantra will make you go to run into tears. Not now. At the moment you see Tantra as like a fancy thing. It's a fun. Right? And without Bodhicitta, without wisdom and emptiness, with Tantra, I can become enlightened within a short period of time. This is just optical delusion, self-deception. You're getting it? If you're really fascinated by the Tantra, what is the indication? The indication that the moment you hear the word Tantra, or the nuances of Tantra, it should make you run into very profound tears. If that happens, you are the right person. If that doesn't happen, it's like fun. Oh, Bodhicitta, study, wisdom and emptiness. He said it's many years of study. Take bold. Tantra is very direct. If this is your attitude, you are not the right person for Tantra. You're getting it? And if you think that, am I right for the person? If you settle down, I may be the special person, you're not a special person. The real special person will think that, I'm not a special person. And somehow the teacher comes. A genuine teacher comes. You could feel that. Just by seeing the teacher, you feel crying. That too consistently. Not just that day one, wow. And then you run into tears. And after 1 year, 2 years, you back by the teacher. You are not at all fit for Tantra. You're getting it? So better for a baby. What's that baby food? Cerelac. Better eat Cerelac and grow. Don't eat what? Don't eat what? Hey, don't talk about steak. Bodhicitta. What? The 5 course, the 5 course feed, you don't eat that. Eat the Cerelac, this better. You're getting it? This makes you grow. Once you grow, then you can think of eating. Otherwise, you continue to remain a small baby, right? And if you try to eat all these fancy, you will never grow. Cerelac makes you grow. You're getting it? Grow first. Okay. So now, what I'd like to take you is, in a way, like a gradual way of taking you from believing in objectivity to believing in subjectivity. So one thing that we need to know is, there are 2 very important things to know. The first one is, entities and isolates. This is what we need to learn. Entities and isolates. Okay, this is a very important concept. To learn this. Entities and isolates. Okay. Entities and isolates. And most likely you have not heard this word isolates. Okay, don't worry. This is a very technical term. Which means, okay, don't isolate me from other people. Right? Don't isolate me from this is a connotation. Isolates. Entities and isolates. Okay. To know this, speak your mind. Don't speak your philosophy. Speak your mind. Don't speak your philosophy. You're getting to. So when you learn something, if your philosophy is your mind, then you can speak your philosophy. But oftentimes the philosophy is not your mind. Your mind is different. Your philosophy is different. You say that everything is mental destination, and you go for the best of the food, right? And objectively, you go for the best of the food. Oh, this is delicious. This is not delicious, right? And what you talk and what you actually behave is very different. So this is where you're not speaking your philosophy. Right, you're getting it? So I don't want to speak your philosophy, I want to speak your mind. What comes to your mind? And if you really live with your philosophy, then speak your philosophy. Otherwise, if you mimic the philosophy, it's not your mind. So speak your mind. Okay, how many things are there in my hand? In my left hand? Nothing. Okay, how many things are there in my one? What is that? Flower. Okay. So say the color of the flower, is it in my hand? This is not my question. The color of the flower, is it in my hand?
Yes.
The color of the flower. Oh, color of the flower is in your eyes. Okay, your eyes is so your eyes is yellow, red, white, everything. Huh?
So what I see? I see orange.
This is not my question. My question is, the color of the flower, is it in my flower or not? In my hand or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course, yes. You're gonna get, okay, of course, yes. Color of the flower and the flower, are these two one or different? Hey, color of the flower and the flower, are these two one or different?
Two qualities to one thing.
Okay, are these two one or different? One. So the color of the flower is the flower.
No.
It's not. Color of the flower is color flower. Yes, so there's one thing which is a color flower, not a flower.
Yes.
So there are two things. It's not one thing. Hey, don't reduce your volume. Hey, how many things are there in my hand now? One. What is that? Not the color of the flower. Color of the flower is not in my hand. No, it's not. No. Wow. So the atoms of the flower, they are not in my hand. Atoms are in the flower.
One thing is composed of different things.
Atoms are in the flower. Yes. Atoms of flower. What's that? Hey, be louder. Atoms are the flower or not? No. The flower, the atom does not have color. Electron does not have color. But this flower has a color. You're getting it? So the atoms, they don't have the color. But the flower has the color. So atoms are not the flower. You're getting it? But the atoms, are they in my hand or not? Atoms which comes from the flower, are they in my hand? Yes. So the flower is also in my hand. The flower is not an atom. Atoms are not the flower. So they're different. They're not different, they're one. One means the flower is the atoms of the flower. What is this? Okay, Raz, tell me. The flower and the atoms of the flower, are they different or one? They're different. Different means more than one. How many things are there? One or more than one? More than one. right? So you give $1 to the shopkeeper, there are more than one. She will think that you're crazy. They will take you to mental hospital. They'll say, please go to mental hospital, don't come here. Right? Okay. So, if you say there's one, it contradicts with the reason, logic. If you say there are many, then the ordinary people will send you to mental hospital. So what should we do? How should we reconcile this? There's a problem there. One, there's a problem. More than one, there's a problem. So what's the answer? 1.5? Middle path is 1.5. Is 1.5? 1.5 is even more weird. They will get it, send you to the central mental hospital. Right? What should we do now?
Obviously, is one. And definitely there are two or more.
Okay, that's interesting. Your name?
Ricardo.
Ricardo saying the objective is one, subjective there's more, right? So which is correct? Subjective or objective, which is correct? Subjective is correct. So one is wrong. Objectively, one is wrong. No, this is to Ricardo. Which is correct? Subjective one is correct or objective one is correct? Both are correct, which means one and both. So 1 rupee, $1 is $1 is worth $10. It's crazy. Right? Okay. So this is a problem. Because we don't have time, we have to rush through. Right? So how to reconcile this? You can reconcile this only if you know the concept entities and isolates. In fact, what Ricardo said is correct. Only if you know what is entities and isolates, then you can resolve this problem. How? So when we say that the flower and the color of the flower are just one and different, it's true that in my hand, the flower is there, the color of the flower is there, the shape of the flower is there, atoms are there, essence of chocolate is there, everything is there, right? But how many things are there? One. Then it contradicts the logic. Oh, so many things are there, essence of chocolate, essence of elephant, the color, shape, atoms, so forth. Then the people think that you're crazy, right? You're going to Bodhicitta to become crazy. Okay, so how to resolve this? So for this we have to know entities and isolates. What does it mean by entities? Entities means the object there, the substance, object there, object, entities. Isolate means how your mind, the subjective mind perceives. Entities is how object exists, and isolate is how your mind perceives. Entities and isolates. Entities, how the object exists, and isolates how the mind perceives the object to be. How the object exists. And the isolates how the mind perceives the object. How the mind perceives the object to exist. Okay, so now, say in simple terms, it simply means that, say, whether the flower and the color of the flower are just one or different. When this question is asked, there are two possibilities. One by going towards the object, the other by going towards the subject. You're getting it? To talk about the flower and the color of the flower, how can you go towards the subject? This is a question I know. Don't worry. So to talk about whether the flower and the color of the flower is one or different, you can do it in two ways. One by going closer to the object, you're looking for the entities. One by going too close to the subject, you're looking for the isolates. You're getting it? And don't worry why these terminologies are given. I'll explain it. Okay, so now, do you agree with me? Okay, if you ask me, where's the flower? I said, this is the flower. This is the flower. Am I going to the object or am I going to the subject? Object, which means you're looking for entities. Very good. Okay, you ask me, where's the flower? I said, this is the flower. Correct or not correct? Yes. Good. Then you ask me, where's the color of the flower? I said, this is the color of the flower. Correct or not correct? Yes. Not correct? This is not the character of, this is not the color of the flower? The color of the outside? Or here? So I did this. So you come to show you really go crazy. This is not the color of the flower, right? It's not the color. It's not the color of the flower.
It has some colors. It doesn't.
No, is it the color of the flower? Oh, no, you say, where's the color of the flower? I say, it's here. Correct, not correct? Huh? So maybe now she's going crazy. What's your name? What's your name? Okay, somebody make note of the crazy people. One is there. Vasudha. Vasudha is one person. Okay, your name? Ricardo, you should be the one who. Okay, so two names already there, more than that, right? Okay, so am I correct or not? Where's the flower is here, correct or not correct? Yes. Where's the color of flower is here, correct or not correct? Yes. Okay, when I go to the object, I can point to the same object for the reference of the two labels, the color and the color of the flower and the flower. You get it? I point to the same object, which means the flower and the color of the flower, these two are the same entity. These two are the same entity. You getting it? These two are one entity. One is different, one entity. Okay, now what we go? Now we have all been to the object. Now we go to the subject. How we go to the subject? How we go to the subject? Okay, listen. How we go to the subject? Okay, let's say that before we're going to the subject, the table and the toppling of the table, this is easier. I will move the example from the flower to the table and toppling of the table. Okay, say, if you ask me where is the table, I say, this is table, correct or not correct?
Here.
Where's the top plank of the table? This is the toppling of the table, correct or not correct? Correct. So, the table and toppling of the table, these two are one entity. One entity. Same entity. Because I pointed to the same object for the reference of the two labels. Right? Okay, now, you go to subject. You don't look at the object now. Okay, you all close your eyes. You don't look at the object. Now we're going to subject. Close eyes. Okay, close eyes. Think of the table. Think of the table. Good. Now think of the top plank of the table. Think of the top plank of the table. Okay, now open your eyes and tell me, is there any difference between when you were thinking subjectively, when you think of the table, subjectively when you think of the top plank of the table? Is there a difference? Yes. Raise hands who say yes, raise hands. Okay, Tara, tell me, what's the difference? Tara, where's Tara? Yes.
It is my mental construction of what I remember the table to be.
Okay, how did the table appear to you, and how did the toppling of the table appear to you? This is my question. Make it very simple. Anyone else? The lady over there, your name?
Marianne.
Marianne, yes.
I saw them as two distinct.
No. How did the table appear to you first? Don't mix up two things.
Shape of the table.
Like what? Round?
4 legs.
Okay, the top plank with the 4 legs.
Yeah.
Very good. And how did the top plank of the table appear to you? How did it appear as different from the table?
Just a flat plane.
Flat plane without legs. How many agree with Marianne raise hands? Very good. So in your mind, these two appear as different. So this is the meaning of the two as isolated wise different. Right? Different meaning, these two are not to one, these two are different. So what makes the two as different? Not on the object, in your subjective mind. So what isolated the two? What isolated two is your mind that isolated the two. You getting it? On the object there is no isolation. These two are just the same entity. So entity-wise the two are one. The isolated-wise these two are different. You getting it? This is a very important concept that we will use after being introduced to the emptiness. You're getting this, in order to understand emptiness very clearly, this concept is so important. Okay, now tell me, now it becomes easier for us. Okay, how many things are there in my hand? One. Now you already introduced the concept of isolate. Okay, let's see. So what is that thing in my hand? The flower. Absence of the flower being empty, the flower being absent of chocolate, is it there? Yes, the flower being empty of the elephant is there? Yes. There's so many things. So what are these things? You said only one.
Those are isolates.
There are different isolates. There are many isolates, but only one entity. There are many isolates, but only one entity. You're getting it? Many isolates. Okay. So, okay, now look. This flower being empty of chocolate. This flower being empty of elephant. This flower being empty of objective existence. There are different isolates or not? Okay. So the different isolates mean that your mind can pick them up. Your mind can isolate them separately from each other. Yes? Your mind can isolate emptiness of objective existence from emptiness of being a chocolate. Right? Your mind can isolate them. Your mind can pick them separately. Your mind makes the distinction. Objectively, you cannot see distinction. In your mind, you can make a distinction. Emptiness of objective existence, emptiness of being a chocolate, emptiness of being a table, and so forth. This distinction made by your subjective mind. You get it? Don't forget it. Don't forget. This is a very important point which we're going to use later on, not now, but don't forget it. So the next point that I'd like to introduce to you is positive phenomena and the negative phenomena. Positive phenomena and negative phenomena. Again, this is required to understand emptiness. Positive phenomena, negative phenomena. And positive and negative, it has many connotations. Right? So generally speaking, what do you understand by positive and negative? Anyone? What do you understand by positive and negative? Generally speaking. Anyone? The sense? The girl there? Some negation, without negation. Gentleman here?
Yeah, something that is there is positive and negative is the absence.
Something which is in the form of absence and something which is present. Okay. Anyone else? Positive, negative?
One adds, the other one subtracts.
One is?
One adds, the other one subtracts.
One adds and one subtracts. Very good. Anyone else? It has many connotations. The gentleman here?
One is positive is good, negative is bad.
Positive means very good. Negative is very bad. Anyone else?
Light and dark.
Light and dark. Anyone else? Okay, your name? No. The gentleman here. Ashwin. So what did Ashwin say? What did Ashwin say? Light and dark, you say no. Good and bad. Positive is very good, negative is very bad. But COVID-19 positive is good or bad? Hey, COVID positive, good or bad? Very bad. COVID negative? Oh, I went for COVID test and it came out negative. I'm very sad. You're very happy. COVID negative is very, very good. Right? This is convention. So weird.
HIV as well.
Same HIV, right? Okay. Here's very positive thinking. Good or bad? Good. Here's very negative thinking. Good or bad? Very bad. Convention, look. Because it's so convention, there's nothing standard there. Positive, sometimes it's very good, sometimes very negative. You're getting it? Okay. So we're going to introduce to the concept of the positive and negative. It has nothing to do with good or bad. It has nothing to do with wholesome and unwholesome. You're getting it? This is a very important concept to be known, but it doesn't mean that all other concepts are wrong. This is not a connotation. Right? All other concepts of positive and negative, they have their own respective meanings. They are fine. Here we're going to learn something else, which but it is required for you to understand emptiness, partial negative phenomena. So let's say, what is my left hand? Okay. Wow. Okay. What is my right hand? What is my right hand? Nothing is there. Is there a flower? No, absence of flower is there. Right? In my left hand there's a flower. In my right hand there's absence of flower. You getting it? Do you see the difference how you cognize these two things? How you know, how you're aware of these two things? One, yes, there's a flower there. One, there's absence of flower there. How do you see difference in the manner of you cognizing or being aware of these two facts? That there's a flower in his left hand, there's absence of flower in his right hand. Do you see difference? Anyone? Your name?
Matthias.
Matthias, tell me.
When I see a flower, I just know it instinctively that it's the flower, and the absence, I have to think about it.
Okay, you don't see it distinctly as absence of flower?
I don't immediately see intuitively the absence of the flower.
Do you see it distinctly as absence of flower? Do you see it distinctly as absence of flower?
No.
You don't see it.
From my mind, I have to think about it.
And don't you see that?
I see my interpretation of that.
Okay, so how do you get this information?
I know what a flower is.
With your blind eye, your eyes have nothing to do with this. Your eyes have nothing to do with the absence of flower.
No.
So even with your closed eyes, you know the absence of flower.
No, okay. That's still related to what I see. Yeah.
Right? Okay, the gentleman here.
It's the same.
Yes, here.
One has substance and the other is a mental imputation.
One is the substance, one is the mental imputation. Very good. Anyone else? Yes?
And the absence I can change in my mind.
Absence you can change in your mind. How?
I can see it like being that because
No, I ask you to absence of flower. Don't think of the flower. You are very naughty. This is where you have to go to mental hospital. I ask you to think of the flower, absence of flower, you think she's thinking of the flower. She's just the opposite. Right? I ask you to think of the absence of flower. You're getting it? Okay. So then the the Matthias, what he said makes sense here. Your name? Ezekiel. And so two of the Ezekiel, if he agrees fully, right?
I think one is explicit, the other is implicit.
What do you mean implicit?
Like, it's not there. I cannot see it, so my mind figure out that it's an absence of the flower.
Absence of flower is implicit.
Implicit.
What do you mean by that?
That I cannot see.
You cannot see. Okay, which means that there's no air, you cannot see. What is correct?
I know there is air, I cannot.
Okay, so what he's saying, making a distinction, is a very important distinction. Yes.
So if this is the absence of the flower, is it still holding the imprint of the emptiness of the flower?
Emptiness of flower?
Or like the absence of it, like
yes.
How does that create like a flower if it's just pure emptiness? Like it seems like there's some
No, there's no flower there. Do you see a flower?
Okay,
no doubt. She's a flower.
But the absence of
yeah.
that flower.
Absence of flower is not a flower.
Right.
Right.
But it's not absence of an elephant, it's absence of a flower.
This is what I'm saying.
Some imprint of something that is still residual in the absence.
Okay, one over there.
The left hand is an entity, and the right hand is a product of isolate.
Product?
Of isolate.
What is a product? What do you mean by in my right hand there's an isolate? Huh?
What the isolate perceives.
What is that isolate?
My imputation.
Your imputation. Your imputation in your mind is in my hand. Where is it? In my hand or in your mind?
There's an absence of
No, this is not the point. So you said the imputation. Where is it? Is it in your mind or is it here in my hand? So I asked what is in my left hand. I did not ask what is in your mind. So write his name. What's your name? What's your name? What is your name? Kartikeya. No name. Kartikeya. Kartikeya is worse. There's already full stop. Still he is come to continue. Right? Okay. So Okay, Joshua.
Is it right to say, Geshe-la, that in your left hand, there's a flower, so we posit that there's a flower, but we negate the absence of the flower on this hand, the same hand, and then on your hand, where the absence of the flower, we posit there's the absence of the flower, but we negate the existence of the true flower, the real flower.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, so now do you all agree with me, right? So if you go in his list today now, then there's a big problem. I'm going to make it very simple. Okay, so in my left hand you see a flower, yes? In my left hand you see the absence of flower, yes? Okay, how do you see the flower is what Matthew said. There's some substance there to say that I am the flower. You agree? Whereas in the left hand, there's no substance there to tell you that I'm the absence of flower. There's nothing there to tell you. So then how do you know the absence of flower? Is by one, for Joshua, then Ezekiel, two of them combined together, say, how do you know the absence of flower? Is explicitly negating the flower there. If the flower is there, it should be like this. It is not there. You explicitly negate the flower. That's how you understand the absence of the flower. There's no object there to say that I'm the absence of flower. But with the flower, there's an object there to say that I am the flower. So where there's an object where you don't have to understand it through explicitly negating something. You don't have to explicitly negate something. There's an object there to say that I'm the flower. That's known as a positive phenomenon. You getting it? It's just a label given. A phenomena which, first we may define the negative phenomena, then the positive phenomena will become easy. First let us define the negative phenomena. Negative phenomena, like the absence of flower, is a phenomena which a mind cognizes. Cognizes means which a mind understands. But you use the word cognize. We have to learn these words. Cognize. A negative phenomena is a phenomena which a mind cognizes. Cognizes meaning which a mind understands. Which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating. I'll explain this, don't worry. Through explicitly negating the object of negation. Let me say it again. Negative phenomena is a phenomena which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating the object of negation. First write it down, don't worry. Right? There are so many jargons, right? Philosophical jargons, right? What is this? I thought this was going to be Bodhicitta. There's nothing, it's all jargons. Okay. A negative phenomena is a phenomena which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating the object of negation. You getting it? Okay, now I'm going to explain it. So when I say absence of flower, absence. In your mind negate absence. It's not there. Not there. Negate what? Negate flower. So flower becomes the object of negation. What's negated is the flower. The flower is the object of negation. You negate object of negation, that too directly, not just implicitly, explicitly. Directly, you negate the object of negation, no flowers there. Directly. That is known as explicitly negating the object of negation. Okay, Tilo, tell me what are you looking for? You're looking for what?
Checking for translation.
No, which word? Which word?
And explicitity.
Oh, explicit.
Itself, I don't really know it.
Which country you're from?
Germany.
Germany. Is there anybody German speaking?
We have the same word, explicit.
So this is why Tilo finds my accent very difficult. Right? He doesn't understand German. He's German, he doesn't understand German. This is a problem. Okay. So now look. Yes, over there.
If you hold your flower in the left hand, can I characterize it as the absence of flower?
Very good. Very good. We'll discuss this. We'll discuss it. Don't worry. Hold it for time being. So more to come. Okay, hold it. If I don't come to this point, remind me. Okay. So the negative phenomena done. What's negative phenomena? How do you understand it? A phenomena which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating. Tilop, you're looking for the word negating. Negating means that it is not. Tilop is not a girl. Tilop is not the Indian. Not. This is negating.
Comes from negative.
Negative, exactly. Yeah.
I didn't understand because when I looked at the absence of the flower, so how come my brain, by the negating phenomena, I can understand the absence of
Okay, so basically you already know what a flower is. You know already. You have the memory of what a flower is. So, what a flower is, it is not in his right hand. Not. When you say not, you are negating. You're rejecting something to be flower.
Yeah, I understand this, but I didn't understand the meaning because, okay, I understand that it's not a flower.
Yes.
Okay, but I understand another thing, that it's something else, it's the absence. So,
Okay, not a flower, you understand, and the not a flower?
yeah, exactly.
There is not a flower. There is absence of flower, these two are same. Right? What's your name? Huh?
Nitan.
Nizam.
Okay. It means flower. Nizam and the flower are just one or different. Nizam and flower are just one or different. Are these two one?
Are just one or different?
Different.
What is water in what is your country? What is water in Israeli? Hebrew. Mime. Mime and water, is there a difference?
No.
Okay.
Because Nitan is the beginning of the flower. Okay.
Okay, water and the mime, are they different or same?
And the same.
Okay, good. Okay, so likewise, not flower and absence of flower. These two are like mime and the water. Same, with different labels. Good? Good. Okay, so now it's all 10:45. Okay, so now I'm deaf. I can't hear anything. Okay, right? Okay. Now. Okay. Okay. What are you talking? Positive, negative. Negative, right? Okay. Positive phenomena is a phenomena which a mind cognizes without explicitly negating the object of negation. Positive phenomena is a phenomena which a mind cognizes without explicitly negating the object of negation. That's a positive phenomena. In other words, when you show the flower, how do you see the flower? Yes, there's a flower there. How do you see that? Then you know, positive phenomena is a phenomena which a mind cognizes without explicitly negating the object of negation. When you look at the flower, use the flower, there's some object there to say that I am the flower. You getting it? And and that you don't have to explicitly negate anything. right? There's something that you take on the flower. That's a positive phenomena. Now, to go further, negative phenomena, again, there are two kinds. Negative phenomena, there are two kinds. Affirming negative, okay, by the way, for your information, emptiness, what do you think? Emptiness of objective existence. Is that positive phenomena or negative phenomena? Right? Emptiness of objective existence. Do you think it's a positive phenomena or negative phenomena?
Negative.
Huh?
Negative.
Okay, don't trust my voice, don't trust my face. Right? When I say hey, oh, I must be wrong, right? Don't trust my face, don't trust my voice. Right? Emptiness of objective existence. Do you think it's a positive phenomenon, negative phenomenon? 100% is negative phenomenon, you are right. You're getting it? If ever, when meditating on emptiness, a positive phenomenon comes to you, you are not meditating on emptiness. You're getting it? If ever, when you meditate, you mean to meditate on emptiness, and a positive phenomenon comes to you, you are not meditating on emptiness. For meditating emptiness, the object that appears to mind must be a negative phenomenon. You're getting it? Number one. Within negative, there are two kinds. One is affirming negative, and the second one is non-affirming negative. Affirming negative and non-affirming negative. Okay, we'll stop here. Devata Om Gate Karagate Arasangate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Aragate Arasangate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Aragate